Good evening, everyone. I'm just gonna make a short follow-up video to my Max Volumetric Speed calibration video. As I showed you initially in that video, I did some calibration of a black PLA. This is also Flashforge, black Flashforge Silk PLA, also known as Clas Ohlson Black PLA. So I used this calibration here, and for that I used kind of high speed values, which you can see here if I go to that object. So it's here. So I started with potential calibration max volumetric speeds of 1.5, 2, 2.5, 3, 3.5, 4, and 4.5. And the result of that print I will show you now on my other cam. Let's see if I can get it to focus. And let's see. I need something to point with. So the initial one you see is this row here. That is the first row. You can see you have a little bit of like sagging on the like it's making a pattern, and that is the 1.5. And 1.5 means 68 millimeters per second print speed. The second one here is 2.0 volumetric flow speed, and it's 91 no, hang on, this is the one. This is the first one. This is the first one. This is the second one, and then it's the third one there. Third one is 114 mms, and then you can tell that this PLA, this black PLA, easier melts and likes speed a lot more to give good results. And then so it's like 1, 2, 3, and 4. On the fourth one, which would be 136 millimeters per second print speed, it's starting to get better. And then you have you can almost not tell apart, because at this point I didn't put the holes on the side, but this is the 159, I think. 1, 2, 3, 4, and you have 5. So 5 is 159, and then 6, that is 182, and then you have 205, which would be 4.5. Now I did notice here that at 205 it's starting to come apart in the edges here. So when you're using my calibration, the first thing you should look at is basically the edges of my towers here. If they are starting to come apart, you're already like 1 or 2 layers or speeds too high. But these are rough speeds, and that is going to bring me into the next subject. So which one of these do I think look best? Well, I think if I inspect these in the light, see, I just need to look at them without glasses for a second. I would say the second one from the top is the one that looks like it has the most even layer lines. Basically, you can almost not see the layer lines on the one from the top. You start to see layer lines again on the top one. So this is 4.5 volumetric speed, and this is 4. So what I did then is I take that 4 and I see what kind of speed I fall in under. So I made a new chart. Let me get it. I also added that to the one on my G drive, so you can download and see. So here you can see the values I input for my new tower. So I start with plane 0. Let's see, I can bring it in here. I also put this new 3MF onto the G drive so you can see it yourself. So this is the one. So I started this and all I changed was speed. And I'm printing with 0.1 layer height. So you can see here. Because the tower is kind of tall, I put 4mm brim on it. But so here you can see it's. I start with a little bit higher speeds because I'm interested in what is around the 3 to 4 in volumetric speed, because that is the one that looked best. So I started off at plane 0 with the original speed for the previous one, and that was give me a second. The original speed was for 59. So 59 is that. That's for 3.5 volumetric speed up to 4. So basically I'm checking between 3.5 and 4, because that's like the golden area for this black PLA according to what I saw on the first tower. So I got the rough value which say, okay, this should be between 3.5 and 3.4. So I made a new tower, as I showed you here, where I start at 159, and then I ramp it up gradually in speeds per layer. And you can see here all the speeds I'm using. So it's 159, 160, 161. It's so fun when I'm making a video and my daughter comment, bye-bye. Can I show you on camera? Look at that thing. Gå ner till mamma då. Ja. Ja, okej. Jag kommer ner snart. Bye bye. Okej. 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 Kommer snart då. Okay. I love my kids. I have one that is 4 and another one who is on his way with due date November. Anyway, so I am gonna bring in the other tower I made. I haven't actually had a look, so you're gonna look on this for the first time with me as well. So I'm looking at the corners, and all of the corners looks really nice, and there is no cracking or anything at all. Now if you look, one thing I did on this one is I reduced fan speed to 60 to 70. That's one of the changes I made, because it could be needing that. But I can tell already here, if you're looking at the quality, you have some bad layering at the bottom here, and then it gradually gets better. So when you get up to here, you're starting to get really good layer buildups, and this is when the cooling is at its best. So that tells me that this filament is okay with cooling. Now the other thing I'm going to check is like the bridges. Now that might be a little bit harder to check. Let me see. All the bridges are sagging a little bit here. Yeah. All the bridges looks more or less the same, like the very first bridge sags a little bit on all of them. You can tell. You can see the small the rings here. but after that it becomes pretty okay. So let's take a look. This is a different of the sides. So you can basically see that on the bottom ones here, you can easily tell the layer lines apart, but it becomes a little bit better further up. I'm running out of battery on my other phone, so I'm just gonna try and make this quick. And what I can tell from some of these is that this filament is already at the top of the line. I would say this one is probably the best one. So that leaves me at a print speed of 1, 2, 3. So 3 from the top. That one. So this filament likes. Let me see. I'm gonna turn off the camera. Sorry about that. So this filament is kind of. It likes to print at about 3.592 max volumetric speed. It's okay, a little bit above it and a little bit below it, but that's like the one I can say is giving the best results and the least layer lines as far as I can tell. Yeah, even here you can see. I'm checking. I'm turning it so you can see it from all sides. So yeah, so I think if I dial in on that one as a winner, let me see. If I dial in on 3.592 as max volumetric speed, and that gives it a max speed of 179.58. I think I could actually push it to 180, but yeah. So for me, that would probably be what I did. So if I want to have the max speed now, I will just basically say 180, I think, because the difference between those two is not so much. So I'll set it to 3.6. I think that would be a nice middle road for that one. So I go back here and then I say okay, 3.6, 3.6, and does that give me headroom to let me see. What would print speed with 0.2 nozzle, 0.1 layer, 0.2 width, volumetric with 180. I'm just checking with ChatGPT to find the exact value to see if it's actually within between those two values. .96, 3.7, yeah. 3.96. Yeah. So I think max speed here. I'm gonna check my calculations. Copy with the above parameters is the following correct? I may have had the wrong values, but because when I did the calculations now it came up as 349. Yeah, it seems my values from before was a little bit off. I'm just gonna recheck it again. I'm not gonna print it, but I have a feeling I know exactly what value to use. There. So this is the new print speed, and that aligns pretty well with what it said earlier. If I go by the gradient tower, and I know that it was printing pretty much perfectly at up to 4 or a little bit less. So the 180 I am after, like here, that would give a speed of 3.96, and I think that's a much better comparison for this. I'm gonna update my chart with those. Let's see. Delete like this. So this would be more accurate for the nozzle. I think I did an error earlier by not changing the formula in the background to 0.1 from 0.08. So that probably describes why it was a problem. Number 2 decimals. There. So yeah, then we end up at 3.96, which is between there. So that is well within. Well, if I put the max speed there to 180 and 3.96, then I am well within my bounds on that one. So 3.96. Yeah, 3.96. So I'll go in and I'll change 3.96, and then I'll save that with a VS of 3.96 as 180. Okay. There, and then I will always follow the speed max, which is max 180 millimeters per second. And by doing that, I have calibrated the max volumetric flow speed for that, because I would, when I make my print profiles, I would never go above 180 to achieve the results I want. So basically when you calibrate, you have several things you need to do, and max volumetric speed is one of them, to especially avoid clogging the nozzle, because you do not want to push too much max volumetric speed into the hot end. Okay, I just wanted to share the results from that, and thanks again for watching, and I hope you like these kind of videos. So like and sub, and I'll see you in the next one.